What's up, everybody? My name is Fatboy Game, and I'm here playing Downwell. And the reason why I'm playing this is because I just kind of wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about basically a story time. Okay, it's story time right now. So back in 2019, for my friends who are subscribed to this channel, they already know this. Most of them already know this. If not, then sorry, I forgot to tell you. Or I just never really see you anymore. Because, well, it's high school, come on. Who sees who anymore? But yeah, what happened during the summer was that my mom was just kind of looking through Facebook and found this advertisement. It was about how Disney and Nickelodeon were kind of like looking for, possible actors and actresses of the future. It was like the ages were the ages were 4 to 18 plus, so anyone could do it. Basically, I think it was 18 plus. If not, then it was just 18. It was 4 to 18. I just know that I was the second. No, I think I was the third oldest there. The first oldest was 17. I think the second oldest was 16. I was third. I was third if I was not the second. If I was second, then that means that the person was 16. Yeah. But yeah, so what ended up happening is that it was like it was one of those things where you had it was either a yes, you were accepted to come audition, or no, you weren't accepted to come audition because you didn't make it into this certain this many people. It was like 20. No, I don't remember how many people it said that you could do, but how many people they were trying to get to do it. But anyways, we went there. It was being held at this place at this hotel in Fort Worth. And then it was cool. But it was called the town. I forgot exactly what it was called. I don't remember what it was called. I just remember talent. Something about talent. Something talent. Or talent something. I don't remember. But it was awesome. There was 3 things that you could do there. That you could audition for. One was acting. The other 2 were in order by levels, by quote unquote levels. It was modeling and then singing. There were 3 scouts, I think. Yeah, 3 scouts, 3 talent scouts that he had to audition for that worked as, you know, for part of the company. And basically what ended up happening is that so for background, my mom looked at most of the email. However, she didn't go farther down. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So during the whole entire speech about this and that, there was this part where they talked about, hey, so we got this special guest, you know, and that part they had already announced who it was, and I thought it was awesome. For those who used to watch Cartoon Network, their original movies, you know, their original live action stuff, I got to meet one from my favorites, which was the Ben 10 Alien Swarm, with Ryan Kelly as the as Ben 10, as the older Ben Tennyson. He was awesome. I actually, since I had already knew, I brought the DVD for that movie with me, and he signed it, and it was awesome. I thought it was amazing. But the best part was the fact that, or I should say the most embarrassing part, kind of. What ended up happening is that so back to what I was saying about earlier about how my mom didn't look at the rest of the email. Well, it turns out that there was a kind of like an assignment. It was a okay, there was a set of commercials that you were supposed to learn and remember in order to audition. My age group was meant for had the a Kit Kat commercial, which I actually really liked. I liked it made me want a Kit Kat, to be honest. And so since I didn't know about this and I wasn't going to, you know, look at it after all that, I'm just going to check out this fault nuclear. Okay. This is the only one that's pleasing to the eyes other than the default, anyways. And so I made up my own earlier because my parents thought we had to make up our own anyways. My mom and dad thought we had to make up our own, and I'm like, hey, and then my dad made the comment because we really like Gabriel Iglesias, are also known as Fluffy. I actually decided to take the joke slash story of the joke slash story of his Krispy Kreme, his encounter with the police at Krispy Kreme, or I should say on his way out of Krispy Kreme. So I used the whole entire line, you know, the end line was they could smell it. They can smell it. The whole entire thing was a little too short, though. However, she loved it. The scout who I got was a girl named Sam. I don't know her last name, and I'm not going to give a full name anyways. But she worked with she was involved with Nickelodeon here and there. But she liked it. She thought it was funny. I was kind of happy about that. And then we were told, hey, we're tomorrow we're going to actually, no, it wasn't it was like, I think it was either tomorrow or it was like a couple of days later. Like, okay, it was either, yeah, I think it was actually the day after. I don't remember 100%. What it was basically is that I had to not only do the commercial that they were going to give us a script. It was for a different commercial, and then I was supposed to either perform my monologue, or perform what she really wanted was the commercial. I ended up not doing no, I ended up doing it that day, but the one that I ended up not knowing that I was supposed to do, and so what ended up happening is that we got there, I did a commercial, because it was the only one that I actually knew that I would agree with in a way, was that it was a commercial for Ballpark Franks, for my age group. Again, it was it was definitely centered around what age you were, which I actually really liked. The other commercial that I could have done was something that I didn't know how to, one, pronounce, and two, I never even heard of the company. The company was a fashion group that my mom had heard of only because of what happened involving, like, there was this, not a scandal exactly, it was more of a complaint with that parents had, and it was the fact that that the magazine on how do I put this? For their advertisements for their company. There we go. That's the word I wanted to use. Man. Okay, that company, which was centered towards teens, it was centered towards teenagers. What ended up happening is that parents had a problem with seeing girls who dressed, who didn't dress super appropriately in terms of it was showing a little too much skin, and I'm going to be one of those people. I'm like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Especially if parents are worried about that, it makes sense for them to be worried about that. Oh, man. But yeah, what ended up happening, I did the commercial, and after that I performed I then performed my commercial, the one about the one involving Kit Kat. But not only that, but also, even though the way she worded it the day before, she had made it seem as if I was supposed to do a monologue as well. So it seemed as if I was supposed to do a monologue as well as a so I had looked at one of my older monologues I had already done, which was Trapped in an Elevator. Really good monologue, especially for comedy. It was it's a funny one. I like it. And I was happy to find out that I didn't have to, because I was like, whew, I was scared. I was so nervous about the whole entire thing, and it was something I wasn't used to. But the thing is that so Sam liked my personality a lot. You know, they liked my personality. She liked my personality so much that she actually paid for the headshots. So what we had to pay for, since we just wanted level 1, we just wanted the basic acting. We didn't want to pay any more than that. We ended up paying for the actual classes, which were $1,000. Which is actually, whenever we first saw that, my dad was very close to wanting to leave. I was like, no, let's just see what they're going to do. I was a little heartbroken, but I'm like, let's see. Let's first see. Oh yeah, also, if you don't know Ryan Kelly for his role as Ben Tennyson for Benton Alien Swarm, then you might know him from Teen Wolf. He played as a hellhound. I think he was like a sheriff or deputy. He worked for the sheriff's office, or sheriff's department, I should say, or police department. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really remember it that much. I never really watched Teen Wolf. I think he's in season 3. He wanted to be in it, you know, first season, but ended up not getting the role. Someone else got it. I forgot who, but season 3 comes along, like, hey, you can be this character now. What else? Okay, so after that, we, you know, went home, felt very victorious. You know, it felt like as if the day was won. And then whenever but also, before we left, not only that, we learned that there was a sort of like mini training. I was the oldest one there. I was a little embarrassed due to the fact that I wasn't the only one there. I was actually, there's like I want to say 7 or 8 other people besides me. All younger kids though. Knowing I could have a full-blown conversation like how normal, you know, high schoolers would. Oh, why did I try and go for the stomp? And yeah, and actually the person who was doing the training thing was actually Ryan Kelly. What ended up happening was it was a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun, and that's actually the day where I got not only another autograph. It was on a it was on a thing of paper that had pictures of one of his headshots, and then dang it, it fell again. Let me go look for it. But anyways, what ended up happening is that he told me about how originally they were supposed to be, okay, here it is. So it's two of his headshots. One's a close-up one, and then here's another one that has him and then his name. One that shows him as his character from Teen Wolf, and then one with the Ben 10 Alien Swarm DVD picture. And then, which is different from the one that I have, but still, I got them both signed. I thought it was awesome. I was really happy and excited for that. But yeah, what you told me is that there were supposed to be three movies in total. There were supposed to be three, including Alien Swarm. But the whole entire problem was that the guy who owned Cartoon Network, and then the guy who was a part of the live action department, which is new and still wasn't like heavily it wasn't the sole purpose of the channel, of course. Obviously it was Cartoon Network, come on. But they had a bit of a falling out, and so oh my god. And so what ended up happening is that they just scrapped the whole entire thing and just made one. Kind of disappointing though, because actually there was some pretty, it wasn't all that bad in terms of CGI for the actual, you know, whenever you look at the whole entire thing, it wasn't that bad at all. You know, it was actually not, the acting was actually not all that bad. The story itself had a very interesting idea, you know, involving the whole entire, like, also introduce a new alien species that, you know, that Ben could turn into. No! I was trying to pull left a little bit. But anyways, back to what I was saying. It was a lot of fun. It was mostly just like... it was mostly little games for... you know, improv and all that. Also, it helped us learn, you know, those tongue twisters like red leather, yellow leather. I forgot what else. Actually, I think that was the only one. What else? After that, there was a couple of days where, you know, there's some cool, you know, there's a bit of a cool down period, and we tried to there's a little bit more people who were of my age, but like no one that of course I knew. I was the only one from Hazel there. But luckily there was this during the actual first auditions, there's this girl who was there with her younger sister, and she was from band, so I could talk to her a little bit and how, you know, if you were to compare Azel Band to Alito, Alito is a lot more like a, because she's from Alito, so Alito is a lot more like a cult, like, almost like a if not like the military, then more like a cult, and then, you know, with us here in Azel, it's more like a family. We try to be, at least. Ow, was not expecting to go that far down. Anyways. Why am I hurting myself? Anyways, oh, God. Please. Yes. Ow. Knew I was gonna lose that the second I went out. I just need something new. I wish you had health for me, though. Nappy! Whew. Okay, well, okay, so then the first day of actual acting classes, we ended up meeting the actors who would be our coaches. Well, yeah, they were basically actors. What was cool is that one of them was actually from a movie that, you know, I used to watch. It was a really good movie way back when. Okay, I say way back when, but I mean like early 2000s. That's when it came out, I believe. Yeah, early 2000s. It was the third Spy Kids movie, you know, Spy Kids 3D, Game Over. Floaty. Oh yeah, that's right, that's handstand style. That one's a lot harder, I believe. But you end up getting a lot more, but I think you get shops more often. Yeah. Sounds about right. What ended up happening is that it was the guy, his name is Robert Vito, and he, I don't remember his name. I can't think of the character name. Anyways, he played as, I think he was the cool one. He was the oldest of the, he was the coolest. I think it was him. It was either he was the coolest, or, yeah, I think he was the one where he says, "and I'm cool." I think he had like a brown and yellow color suit in it. It was mostly like a blackish or brown, and with slight highlights of yellow. But yeah, he still kind of sounds close to that. Of course, he sounds a lot different now, but still. And then the other guy who was there for a short time, he was only there for like 2 days. And he was only there for like two of the classes, but he played in the original, in the movie The Bodyguard. I don't know the name of the kid, but he played as like the son of the mother in there. Those who have seen The Bodyguard, you will know what I'm talking about. You'll know who I'm talking about. I've never seen The Bodyguard, so sue me. But anyways, what I ended up doing was okay, so apparently there's some places in, there's actually some there's one going on in Dallas as well. It was called some people actually did one in Dallas, and over there they were told to actually, apparently they were told to make up their own monologues. And so yeah, some of them actually wrote their own monologues. I didn't. Again, I just used the one that I used for my freshman year for monologues, which was trapped in an elevator. Of course, they knew about that specific one, and they liked the idea, but they wanted me to change some things and also practice, you know, putting some chairs or like some stuff around me, so that way I know where this and that are. So that way I remember where I chose this and that. But also, he told me that less words can actually be a good thing, and that I should rearrange some of the words so that way it's an easy. I ease into the. So that way I start out calm and then I go hysterical later on, and not, you know, instantly. Because normal person wouldn't. A sane person wouldn't. Let's do that. A sane person hopefully wouldn't freak out instantly whenever trapped in an elevator. But it was actually, they gave me really good advice. I followed that advice. One day we did this. Okay, one day we did this thing where we were supposed to perform parts of our monologue. However, we had to, it was a game, and we had to do a certain thing involving our play, like saying it, or it was an action that we were supposed to do while doing the whole entire thing. Usually it was like a voice or something. Like mine was do a Scottish accent. I did it. I was happy. They were really surprised at how quick I was able to do it. We did this another time. It was later on. It was like, I think the fourth class. And what we ended up doing was doing the same thing. I ended up having to do like a mixture of things. I think there was a part where I had to do like act like a cheerleader, then act like I'm Ariana Grande. I think that's what it was. I didn't remember Ariana Grande. I don't know, it was that or someone else that I didn't remember very well. And so I'm like, I just know that she's a singer. So I just basically did like, la 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 la. That's all I did. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. If you know this person, or whoever it was, I don't remember who it was exactly. I want to say Ariana Grande, but I could very easily be wrong. I really don't remember. So, again, sue me. And then, later on, the guy who played in the, bodyguard left, and and then we ended up switching places. We went to, at first we were going to, actually I think we switched to like a place like not super far into Dallas, but it was in Dallas or near Dallas. And then we went to a place called in Copel. It was basically where like meetings and, you know, meetings as well as well, you know, certain events were going on. Definitely a place more for people who actually have money. But what we ended up doing is that we were doing a lot more with monologues. Our plan was to get something ready for showcase where we'd have 3 scouts who work for work for companies that basically said, hey, we're gonna. That basically helped get you into. They basically helped you get into different agencies or get agents, basically. Like there was this one guy, he was cool. He was a African American guy who had this really awesome shirt with a dragon. I don't know whether it's a Chinese or a Japanese dragon. I just know that it was more of the Eastern style. I think it was a Chinese dragon by the design. I don't know. There was something about like the claws, but I don't remember what it was exactly. It was the only way. It's one of the ways that you could tell the difference. But anyways, oh well. In this whole entire thing, we actually got our headshots done, and the guy who did our headshots was actually pretty cool. He worked with, photography, and he helped some behind the scenes stuff. And what I thought was even cooler was that he actually did some Broadway stuff, not like the original cast stuff, but he did more of the like on tour, like around the country sort of stuff. Like he'd play in a certain place in this part of America. He played in the SpongeBob musical. He actually played as the SpongeBob. And then he also played as Pinocchio for Shrek the Musical. Again, not the Pinocchio, but a Pinocchio. It was actually pretty cool. And that day I was wearing my Shrek the Musical shirt for the play for my school's performance. It was not that bad. I played as Papa Bear. He kind of guessed that. Said it made sense. After that, we kind of watched some demo reels. We watched some demo reels as well as some movie clips. I think they were. I don't remember whether they were for. I think they were for like. I forgot the exact reason that they were. I forgot the exact reason why they were showing the clips, actually. But anyways, it was for a reason that I don't remember. But after a bunch of games and also performing our monologues, it was finally showcase, and we did it. I did it. It was amazing. I got a bunch of laughs, and actually, one of the guys who was there said that he had heard that exact same monologue, But the thing is that I had changed so much of it that it was totally different. But anyways, I actually do have an agent now. Only problem is that I need to get a minor, working permit for California. Great. Basically, I just need to end up getting my. Okay, I just need to get an actual, either a Texas ID card, or I could get my driver's license. I have yet to get my permit, but I have done ACEable, and I am supposed to get the permit. However, I have the certificate for it on my email. The thing is that we barely have time, even though I know that there's we have a bunch of time, but like we still have things to do here and there, and the whole entire question is, would we still be able to do it for, even though the coronavirus is going on? I'm pretty sure we will. But yeah, the place is called Who Management. It's pretty cool. I actually like the person who's like my main agent. And I really can't wait to actually start out. Will I be super successful in the beginning? Hell no. But I'm hoping that I can make something out of it. Because apparently, a long time ago, when I was 3 and my parents took me to my first movie, I stayed up the whole entire time. My mom thought I was either going to go to sleep or, not stay put. Even though, knowing me, I actually would have stayed put and just ended up going to sleep, but I didn't. It was great, like my first movie theater experience, basically. And apparently I said to my mom, I want to be up there one day. I don't know what movie it was. God knows what movie it was. But still, it was cool, and I'm really close to getting to a dream that I had since I was 3. I just can't wait. I just can't wait until I get somewhere. But anyways, that's Downwell. I hope y'all have a good day. That's my story. That's of what I did in 2019's summer. I hope you all have a good day. I hope you all stay healthy. Good day to you. Or good night.